All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia.
Third season's here, guys.
Third season, guys. Premiere episode. Oh my god. It's been too long. I feel like I'm going back to my childhood, even though it was just like less than a year ago that we watched season 2.
How can a show have this kind of like impact? It's ridiculous.
Right? In particular, guys, I know that many of you will be joining us for the first time for our reactions, but My Hero Academia meant a lot to me beyond just it being just a good shonen.
It's a great
shonen, but here's the thing is that if I had come into this show, you know, with I still love shonen, like this show would have been like it would have been great and stuff. But because when I first came into this show, I was a little bit jaded about shonen in general.
This was the first shonen we watched on our channel.
I mean, technically, but in particular the first few episodes of season 1 really hit me in that they can do a proper, well executed, but
Wiped
in all
the fears away.
Right, yes, but in a lot of ways by the numbers shonen, just executed perfectly. I'm really glad we're here. I don't want to get emotional or anything.
I'm sure that'll come later in the season.
Yeah, exactly. But this show means a lot because it rekindles that 10-year-old inside of me who loves the shonen protagonist.
In a lot of ways, this feels like the new Airbender for me.
Yeah, it has aspects of that. You know, we have Todoroki's character himself
that doesn't hurt either.
Brings connections in there as well. All the references, which are fantastic. But
it's back.
I was so hyped. I can't not be hyped. I tried to keep my expectations in level-headed, ready for whatever comes next, but I can't hold it back, guys. All right, so what are we expecting? It's the first episode of a new season.
They might do something like they did with the second season.
That's true. We don't really have a really direct tie-in other than kind of the little summer course thing that they're going to be doing from the second season. We had Shigaraki's encounter with Deku previously, so things are amping up with the heroes and villains conflict.
War's coming.
Right, we know that's coming in particular.
Right. And there's the new characters that joined the villains, so they might make an appearance.
Yeah. In particular, it's really just a question of will what the main characters of UA Class 1 or Class A and Class B, what they bring into this season be utilized in a way that makes them helpful when things throw down between the heroes and villains.
Right.
And I'm really excited for actually a repeat in some way of some of the structure from season 2, where we get focus on side characters that we really didn't get focus on in the first season. I really appreciated that depth into Momo in particular.
Well, also Todoroki.
Todoroki
was a side character.
Todoroki was the biggest one, but having other characters brought into that kind of a forefront in terms of character depth beyond just the Ida Uraraka kind of basic depth. I mean, Ida got a lot of depth as well, but
Uraraka's episode was great.
Uraraka's episode was fantastic as well. We're getting a new opening, which is going to be fantastic.
That is going to be pretty great.
I don't really know what else to just say other than guys, we're excited. Let's do this.
All right. Looking good, Deku. Is that the summer uniform?
My boy,
the precious cinnamon roll.
All right, here we go.
Yes!
I am totally for this. Oh,
yeah! So, okay, previous one for all.
Right. Class 1A.
All right.
All the heroes.
Looks like new ones.
Some new ones, yeah. And the villains. Oh, I love it.
What?
What?
I love that imagery.
That's a great shot.
I love that imagery.
Oh, Bakugo, nice neck there.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirishima!
All right.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Whoa! Whoa! This is amazing. All right.
All right. Yes.
What the heck?
Yes.
The whole squad in action.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Whoa! Some kind of Red Hulk kind of guy.
Yes.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Plus Ultra indeed. Oh!
This is.
Oh yes!
Yes.
That is what we want.
いつがヘラヘラ笑ってるから、まるで救えなかった人間などいなかったように。
As if there's no one he couldn't save.
Oh. They're bringing that up again from the finale.
Right, but they're doing the smart thing. Don't attack All Might, attack the people. Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They haven't
They
figured
know.
out. Well, they might not know that.
No, I think they're very aware that something is up. And one, yes, exactly.
Okay, so they do know about that.
Yeah, this is a clever way to recap it. The villains are essentially expositing about the hero.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Who rejected him?
Wow. Yeah.
作ってやれよ。オールマイトのいない世界。
Okay.
夏休みに入った。
Oh, summer vacation.
This is
right.
gonna be a beach
遊ん
episode.
ではいられない。
That would be
わずかに
amazing.
迫った林間合宿に備え、僕は自主トレ
Yeah,
を
we guys
続けてい
prepare
た
for。training camp.
That's right.
It could be
Yeah.
a training episode then.
未だに信じられない時がある。
Yeah.
あのオールマイトに認められ、個性を譲渡されて。ミネタ
Hey!
雷くん。
They're
Okay.
just coming over. Cool.
プール行こうぜ。プール？
Oh my god.
We are getting it.
Oh my gosh. Train.
That's right. What
It's
kind
these two
and
as
it's
well.
those two. Yeah.
We know what's up.
年間合宿の強化項目について
Ah. Did we get his name before? Vlad King? I don't know if we did.
デビルレーザー
Recapping everyone's
Recapped
quirks.
everyone's quirks so we can know when they fight.
足戸ミナ
Yes.
3
She needs some development in particular. Mina Shido is kind of one of the, I'd say, one of the least developed characters of
Sure.
the group.
Of the girls though, the one that I want there to be more development for, because we've already got some for Sue. I want it for
Jiro.
Jiro. Yeah.
Yep. Same here.
I mean, Invisible Girl would be great, but you know, we know that's probably not going to happen.
Right. Kaminari feels like he's super OP if he actually figured out how to control his power a little bit.
個性体内に取り込んだ糖分を力に変える
Right, the JoJo's reference we didn't get back then.
個性は
Sero.
Poor Sarah. Don't
Yeah.
mind.
直線のあるテープを保持
Yeah.
相手を拘束したり
Oh,
自
buddy.
身の意味影
Tokoyami, you know, our resident edgelord with a stand, you know,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly.
俗に言う透明人間
Basically, she's invisible.
Yeah.
爆豪勝樹個性爆破
When you hear all of them in a list and stuff, I mean, we've already got the quirks memorized and stuff, but like, you realize how creative some of them are, but more so the combination of all of them being in the same story.
Sure.
Like,
Although
even
I would,
this is kind of creative.
I would still want to trade him for Shinso, though.
Yes, I know, I know, but that's more of a character thing than a quirk thing. That's
一
all.
応 B 組の個性も
And then they get interrupted.
Yep, good. That's just too much.
先生、一昨日提出した
他のためだったな
Endurance
しっかり
trading.
励め
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally for endurance trading.
ミネタ君。学校なら個性が使えるし、訓練にもってこいだよ。
And they're
真面目な緑屋を誘って正解だった
Yes.
wow.
オイラと雷だけじゃプールの使用許可が下りないかもだ
Oh
から
my
な。
gosh.
ところであれは大丈夫なんだろうな
もちろんだってオイラ聞いちまったんだよ。
Mina has the idea.
No, she has the
There you
idea.
go. Of course she does.
学校のプールだったら先生も許可
She goes into the water and suddenly people are like, where does she go? Like, of course he's like, Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. All right, of course.
強化するからみんなも一緒に通ってメールしておいたんだ
Yes.
この目に焼き付けるぜ
新しく買った水着を
あら
Ah!
Yes. Yes. Well done, MHA. Well done.
いいですな
Ida, you swole, buddy.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
安心したよ
He's like a titan. Oh
Instead
my
of doing fan
gosh.
service, they did man service for the
Man
ladies.
service, indeed.
差し入れだ
Ah,
Orange juice.
yes. A lot of orange juice. Well done.
That's right.
生き返るサンキュー緑谷君少し休まないと
ありがとう飯田君
Cool, cool.
緑谷君とこんな風に友人関係になるとは思っていなかった
Oh, yeah.
正直言って俺は君を軽んじていた
Ah, yes. Back then.
入試の実技試験で
This is actually kind of cool as a recap bit because that's not something that Ida ever directly brought up with Deku,
Nope.
you know, after it happened.
Right.
He more just thought about
合格
it.
するよりも
Yeah.
Yeah, he internalized it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like this compared with, say, like the Sue's episode, even though they're not the same thing,
Right.
By making it be about the characters that we already know and love and care about,
Right.
and how they interact with each other, even though, like,
There's no plot.
even though
advancing.
there's no real plot here.
Right.
オールマイトの母校である UA に入学するのがずっと夢だったからでも個性把握テストで最下位の生徒に退学だって言われた時はもうダメかと驚いた
Yep. Because the other reason why this is great as like recap is that it's also showing us the emotional parts of the previous stuff, not
Right.
just what happened.
Yes. Yeah. And it's more than a highlight reel because we have the context of where they're at now as characters.
And what's gonna happen of all these fun times are gonna be
めちゃくちゃだったが
yeah.
gonna be gone.
Well, I don't think they'll be completely gone, but they're going to change.
Yeah.
それに俺と爆豪君のチームは負けたんだと思う
Oh,
Oh, here
showed
we
up.
go.
Showed up.
Oh right, yeah.
負けるわけねえだろ
Dang, he's got the traps.
Yeah.
Like, look at this guy.
男子全員で誰が50メートルを一番速く泳げるか競争しない
Yes.
か
All right.
Genius.
面白そう
Let's do it.
Actually swimming though?
私たちもお手伝いしますわ
ありがとうバックドクターバ
Okay, well,
ーどうだこのモブどもそうだじゃねえ泳いでねえじゃねえか
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
you're supposed to swim.
だろうが
Freestyle.
位置について用意
Right, they're actually swimming.
There you go.
いいだろうがよ
Whoa! And oh, well done.
やるな緑谷
リーダーも惜しい
やられたよ緑谷君
Is this a hint that Todoroki's gonna figure out that he has All Might's quirk?
I would not be too surprised because he's smart and he did notice, you know.
君の
Ah! That part!
Yeah, I know.
That fight had so many layers to it.
Oh yeah, it was just great.
As it goes beyond just the clever fighting or even the character depth for Ida, it basically showed Deku's influence bringing Todoroki
Yep.
and Ida to this place where they would end up learning
Right.
some of the things that he did, and then he would bring into application a lot of the things that he
Yep.
learned.
Yep.
でもちゃんと見ろ
Yeah.
Look, and the fact
And
that
reaffirming.
Todoroki was the one who said that.
Yeah.
Look at what you want to be.
Yep.
俺は
Which
兄
is
さんの
what
ようなヒ
Deku
ーロ
said
ー
to him.
俺だって俺の求めるヒーローに
And then they cut to Deku
Yeah.
笑顔で一
when
人
they're talking about the hero they want to be.
先日遊泳校ヒーローが
Yeah. That was so terrifying.
その操作が実った時は
Sakachi, yeah.
頼むぞオールマイト
もちろんだよ塚内くん
一気に駆け抜ける滑り抜く全力で泳ぎ切れ
Oh, you're still gonna swim, Deku. Okay.
So Bakugo's gonna win then.
oh,
That's-
totally.
Wait. Erase her head. Yep.
俺
Yep.
の使用時間
Nice.
Wow. Classic. Classic. We just got to the good part.
なんか言ったか
Nothing, sir.
そりゃ勝負の邪魔しやがって
Back to Dagobah.
Yep.
遊泳の試験まであと10ヶ
Use one for all and go to Dagobah.
作るんだそれは君は
Yeah.
君に真実を伝えよ僕はここから始まったから緑谷少年合宿はきついぞしっかりな
All right.
林間
Oh
合宿
yeah,
の場
end
所が
credit
変わ
scene.
っ
情報がヴィラン側に漏れていること
Oh,
を
changing at the
Sure,
last minute.
Last minute, uh-huh.
Yep.
この
Good
ことは
call.
学校内でも上層部しか知らない
Whoa.
他言無用で頼む
Because they're still worried about the potential traitor.
Right.
あんたに用意してほしいものがある
What?
そうさ新しいゲームの始まりだ
All right, cool. So we got the kind of filler recap episode.
Make sure that everyone's on the same page for like, okay, this is what the third season's going to be about, kind of a thing.
I think in particular, MHA is the kind of show where it's not that they don't trust the fans to keep up with this kind of thing, but it's particularly good for new people joining the show.
Exactly, yeah.
Who aren't necessarily going to go back and watch seasons 1 and 2.
Right, and because they get to have 2 cours,
Yes.
they can do that and have it not
Yes.
be a huge problem. Because, it's like, okay, but we've still got 23, 24 more episodes.
Right. I think this is also setting the pace for, in particular, when MHA becomes a very long show. Like, say 50 episodes from now, like 2 more sets of this, essentially, we will maybe have like more of a need for recap in particular.
Yeah, that's
because there's a lot of things that can end up happening, and if you end up having to stack that upon itself, it makes the barrier for entry for MHA actually intimidating at some
Right.
point.
Well, and also there are so many amazing moments throughout the show.
Yes.
When the show ends up becoming, something that's really long, because it probably will be. I mean, with this season and the other ones, it'll be at like, dang, that's like Avatar length.
Yep,
Like,
it'll be
episodes.
almost exactly Avatar length. Yeah.
So we
bit
don't
higher.
want to forget about all those awesome emotional moments throughout the show, because that's one of
Right.
the things that MHA does so well, making
Yeah.
it so that, even though there'll end up being a ton of episodes, they have all these amazing moments throughout.
Yeah. So this episode did some very fun comedic things with the
Yes.
whole pool/beach episode anime trope, and
Well done.
And I love
Well
that
done.
they basically had their cake and ate it.
Yep.
So they had Kaminari and Mineta. That's how little I care about
I know.
his character.
Shinso needs to replace him.
Grape juice, Mineta.
Yeah.
His character and Kaminari having in their heads an imagination of
Right.
what the girls would look like.
And that
in
being a way
swimsuits.
to still do the fan service without
Right.
really doing it, because MHA is a classy show.
Yes, yes.
And
have them all in uniform swimsuits, just like the
Yep.
boys are, So
that's
there
right.
you go.
And in fact doing a reversal by showing how in shape all the boys are, except
Right.
for Mineta, of course.
we get some good man service up in
yeah.
this business.
Showing those
yeah.
those traps and delts and everything, and Ida
yeah.
being the first thing they see with the hair cap,
Yes.
and just
Oh my
spitting
God.
it tall and muscly, and just being like, "Yes, you're here.
Like,
we can
I mean,
begin training."
all the other boys, yeah, they got some bods, but Ida,
Good job, man.
good
That is
man.
what dedication gets you.
Exactly. So going through the kind of the recap bit, in particular, I'd say that them doing it in such a way from a character perspective instead of a non-linear perspective. I mean, sorry, instead of a linear perspective,
Right.
made it a lot more engaging.
Yes,
because
yes.
then we got a little bit more of a I would say, a little bit more of an interpretation on past events.
Exactly.
Based on the perspective of the person that's doing the recap.
Because it's not just about talking about what happened before, but it's talking about what happened and what it meant to the characters.
Exactly.
And that is so important.
It's
and
very
that's
good.
why we love the first 3 episodes so much. Because it's not just the fact that Deku didn't have powers and he gets powers, but we get to see how much it means to him, how much he wanted to be a hero, how big a deal that it is that he not only gets to be a hero, but gets All Might's quirk.
Yeah. The one thing that's glaringly obvious when you go back and kind of look through this, though, because I'm doing it in my head right now, none of the girls went back and gave recap. Just saying, MHA.
And they also didn't participate in the swim competition.
Well,
but that's
whatever.
fine because they weren't there for that, and that's
totally
cool.
fine. But that's the kind of thing where I'm like, MHA, please give your lady some development.
Yeah,
I know this is a shonen, and I know what that means, but come on.
Yeah,
you can do a little bit better. Anyways, but this is a recap episode. It's filler. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. But that opening, that's what we need to discuss right now.
Oh my gosh,
because
that opening is so good.
I could say like, yeah, this episode's fantastic. I'll probably never rewatch it, but I will rewatch that opening like 30 to 40 times in the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So the song
I love the new style.
The song was proper. I think that the second season's first opening is slightly better than this one in terms of the song. Okay.
But the visuals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like there are so many to really talk about all of them individually. But like that one with All Might.
The one with All Might and All for One. That one requires like a book just to be dedicated to it. But let's go back to the beginning bit.
Good.
They had a lot of the new kind of characters showcased from the villain's side in a pose, like in a group shot. Yeah. And that's never really been done before.
Yeah, I was also really surprised. They Shigaraki's thing with the mirror or the TV screen or whatever.
Whatever that was.
That was awesome. Like
All for One's hand came out and grasped his head and gave him like the father's touch.
Right. Yeah. Like
which
that.
Is,
that took me back to the first opening for MHA where it has Deku reaching after All Might, but in a dark, twisted reversal.
Yep,
like
exactly. Because he was kneeling.
Oh, he was.
If anything, Shigaraki seemed a little bit beaten, like not in the physical sense, but in the mental sense, and it was almost like All for One was giving him hope or something.
Yeah, exactly. He was coming back to like get his.
But I want to talk about the new character designs in particular. The heroes group pose, the teachers, or the pro heroes. There was a group on the left
that were very much new.
Yeah,
and I think
there was a quick flash, but in particular there was a group of them that were like coordinated. Like there was one that I didn't really recognize much of, and it was just like, oh, that's unique. But then there was a group of them that were like a group. Like they were a group within the overall group.
I didn't read into it that much. That's
okay.
That's a.
It seemed like their costume designs were synergistic and or like I couldn't tell if there was 2 or 3, but there seemed to be like a pair or a trio dynamic.
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also, this is one of the things that, if anything, this seemed a bit interesting, is that they kind of introduced a new character this episode with that one hero that All Might was talking to and stuff, that had the new design and everything. And it's just, they're introducing a character right out the gate.
Wait. Are you talking about in the opening or in the recap episode? Because I don't see any new hero in the recap episode that All Might was talking to.
The mostly red.
No. That was Aizawa was talking to him.
Oh, Aizawa was talking to him.
Yeah. That was Vlad King. We have seen him before.
Okay, it just wasn't that much.
Yeah. What I said was that we hadn't seen his name before.
Okay, all right.
Because I think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there was a point, I think it was in the very beginning of season 2, where all the heroes got with Nezu, and they discussed strategy and how to basically prepare for a future villain's attack. And that guy was there.
Okay.
sitting along all the others.
Okay.
But
And-
I don't think he gave his name. It wasn't
Right.
in like text above
And
him with his
think
quirk or
I
whatever.
think his name might have been mentioned when they were coming up with their names or their suit designs or whatever. And I think Kirishima mentioned him.
No.
Okay.
Wrong character. That's Red Riot you're talking about.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I have been rewatching MHA season 2 quite a bit in the like wait for this bit. So I'm like kind of ready for like all the callbacks and stuff, like trivia and all that jazz. So that's kind of a new name. So Vlad King, good to remember. But the villains were showcased in a group thing, and this is the new recruits because of Stain's resurging the villains and giving them kind of a purpose.
Yeah.
There was the Stain
Or at least a
copycat.
publicity boost.
The Stain copycat was there. I recognized Dobby was there. The girl, the creep girl, Yandere. Toga,
I
thank
believe.
you.
Yeah. And she had like some sort of like
contraptions
chemical
and
syringe stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a way to make a character extra creepy. Sure.
I mean, I like the
for it.
idea also of having a dark support kind of group specifically for the because we know it exists.
Right.
We know that there are people that supply the villains with information and tech and all that stuff. But I would love to see a dedicated group of villains with quirks that are specifically for designing this kind of stuff.
Right. For
Not
working
just,
with other people, not just for being awesome on their own.
Yeah, sure. But I'm meaning like just in the same way as having characters in the support group of UA.
Oh, like May.
We would have, like Hatsume May. We would have characters like that have support type quirks.
Sure.
Like, we're on the lines of, things that enhance like intellect and problem solving and or like people that are good at solving, puzzles or coming up with creative critical thinking application ability, all that kind of stuff. Besides just having Red Hulk guy show up, which he was featured prominently. Like that was just a meaty, muscly, just sack of bruiser, like he's the kind of villain where I'm like, all right.
It's one of those things where it's like you almost can't take them seriously because
but this is MHA,
right?
So maybe he's going to be like actually a decent like mid-tier villain as far as things go, beyond just like being like a Nomu essentially.
Right. Well, and that's the big sort of contradiction to that to that whole stereotype, because in the first season they introduced a character that is literally just a meat sack. Like they even have the exposed brain to show that like there's nothing really there.
There's nothing really going on.
And
there.
they even say they're here just to be the brute, right?
Right.
Because that's what they need, and they made it work. So
the quirks of some of them seem to be potentially utilized in the opening. So I think that there's going to be some things that we can glean from the villains in particular by looking closely into things. There was someone in the villains group that he seemed to have some kind of some kind of different design that didn't look like villainous specifically.
Okay.
Like all the others had like masks, or like Dobby has his like, scars and things.
Yeah.
And you have Toga, who's like, and Shigaraki, they all have like villainous looks. But there was one in the group in the background that I noticed had a more kind of how would I say this? Kind of like a classier look.
Oh.
I don't know. Did you notice that?
I didn't, but I mean, I was kind of like freaking out the entire time I was watching it. So I guess we'll just have to rewatch it.
Yeah, of course.
A few dozen times.
UA's Class 1A, they were all moving as a squad. Like, okay, I'm just saying, we're probably gonna have at least some moment, right, where all of them are gonna be working together. Like, can you see it?
Oh yeah,
can you see it? Like in your head, just like.
Well, and okay, if you think about it, that is kind of terrifying, because if you think about UA, right?
Right.
This is where, like, at least the most promising of like the kids. So, you know, they're still kids,
Right.
but they've got some pretty good quirks and they're taught well how to use these quirks and stuff, right?
Sure.
Each class is 24 people.
20.
Oh, wait. Oh, 20. Okay, well, whatever. Close. The point is there's a lot of people in each class. And to see them all, like, on a battlefield and just to be, like, moving as one unit, that would be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll ever show them all 20 on screen moving simultaneously because of budget constraints. Like, that's a really difficult
unless
thing
it's
to
like
do
some, like,
animation-wise.
overhead shot or something like that.
No, but yes. But what I think that they could do is have basically squad, you know, like massive group of UA students.
Bakugo, Ida, Deku, and Todoroki.
Plus like 5 more. I'm talking like
okay.
a large group.
Gotcha.
And then they show like 5 at a time on screen maximum to keep things from being a bit too much.
Right.
But against like a large group of villains in particular. That's where I'm the most excited, because we've theorized in particular that the kids going off to this, you know, training camp thing is like, it's almost like doomed to fail just because they're going there, but they are shifting locations at the last second.
And that's why that other guy, so that guy, him being there, that hero guy, the what's his face guy, that could either be as a way to allow Aizawa to basically talk to the audience, right?
Yes.
And say, we're moving it, we're taking precautions, so if you were thinking this is just going to be USJ 2.0, no, we're actually going to make sure that it's not that.
Right.
Or if they were wanting to do something where, like, bring back up the whole idea of the leak of information, since they did say this is only with, like, the senior staff or whatever, even the kids don't know.
Yeah.
Then that could also be something that they could do there, and that might be why they brought that back up. I don't know.
I think that I'm actually bringing up the spy potential thing is huge. Like, because if they're bringing that up in a recap episode,
right? And they didn't actually say spy, but they weren't trusting any of the other people at the school with the information.
But come on, that's what Nezu theorized,
right?
Basically, so like,
and
he's the smart one, you know. So in particular, I'm a little bit excited about the idea of a USJ 2.0. But I'm more excited about the idea of what the tournament meant in the story. That all these students get to fight against each other. So that when they have to fight against villains, they'll be able to now fight together against them. And I am not worried about, you know, anything really horrible going down. I'm more worried about the fact that they're going to gain information about Deku. Because Deku, and that was brought up in a recap episode in the beginning, that they are watching Deku. Because they are watching solely Deku. Like, that's almost confirming it right now that All For One basically knows.
Yeah, especially since, like Shigaraki literally had a one-on-one talk with Deku, and I'm sure he told All For One about that after he came back, you know.
Oh, I'm not sure, actually.
I mean, maybe not.
What if he didn't, though?
Because this is his sort of insecure moment where he's trying to figure himself out and find himself and everything, so he doesn't want to tell his pops about it.
Right. I would say that Shigaraki in that moment was acting so irrationally, it had to be his own decision to go there.
Sure.
And if it was his own decision to go there, I could see him being like, that's my thing. I don't need to bring that up with anyone else.
If anything, I would love it if Shigaraki was the one to put, like, 2 and 2 together, maybe. You know? Because here's what I'm wondering.
Okay. I think that Shigaraki, if the only
he's not
reason
that smart.
No, I think he's smart, but I think that the only reason he would put 2 and 2 together is if All For One just specifically decided not to tell him. I think that All For One has known for a while
that Deku is the next All Might?
I think he has suspected for a while, and he's, because remember back at the end of season 1, he was saying All Might is getting weaker. I think him knowing that All Might is getting weaker is a little bit scary in and of itself, because as far as we knew, All For One and All Might haven't, you know, interacted since that fight, where All Might pulverized his head, you know?
Although potentially, All for One might not know about how All for One or One for All works.
I 100% disagree.
Like, I don't think so either, but they could do that if they wanted to.
Yeah, I All for One, that would be... I think this show is not that. This show is smart. I think that they would 100% have All for One be aware of how it works. And that is why, in a lot of ways, they had to just straight up kill All for One back in that fight. Was and that sucks for All Might, because you know he seems like the kind of person who would rather try and save people.
Well,
unless they touched his family, essentially.
Well,
which they showed. Okay. They showed
yes, in the
previous One for All holder.
I mean, we can pretty much assume that's who it was. It's like,
well, no, it's basically confirmed. If anything, the thing I'm glad I was kind of affirmed in is that's obviously a female.
Right. Yep.
People were like. It's not confirmed that it's a female. I'm like, no, look. Like, it's almost like they took Izumi Curtis's design, gave her a cape and stuff, and was like, there you go. I'm like, yes, because Izumi Curtis is like my favorite female character of almost like anything ever.
Whoa,
in terms of like adult female characters, like
wow,
like yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Okay,
love her character.
I mean, she is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the last thing that we need to basically wrap up with is the next stage of the story is them going to the training camp.
Right. Yes.
There are some students that aren't going though.
No. They said that everyone's going.
Everyone's going, but there are people that are doing like additional like
the schoolwork while they're there. Yeah,
right.
Something.
But Class 1B will be there as well.
Right. They might do something where they have their own separate summer training camp or something.
No, I know that they said that they're all doing summer training camp. But I think the point was that they're actually going to be going together. And if anything, there's strength in numbers. I would think that having 40 students in one place is pretty safe.
Hey.
Especially if they have 40 students, that would warrant that they would bring like a lot of pro heroes there.
Sure.
Because one, you need to manage the training part. Right. So that requires probably at least 2 per class. So that's 4.
Well,
and then you probably need like nameless, faceless bodyguards. So that's like another 10. And then
maybe
you could have
wouldn't
like
even want nameless, faceless bodyguards because that's more information that could get out. Because I think I love the idea of them having like more numbers and stuff, but I don't want it to become disorganized from the perspective of what characters they're focusing on during the training camp.
No, they're going to focus on our main cast.
No, yeah,
I wouldn't be worried about that. Particularly because it's the beginning of a season.
Right, exactly.
If anything, I'm more excited about the idea of having a ton of quirks being utilized on screen at the same time, and I think that's why the tournament arc happened. Right. Was to set up something like this where you have the training combined with a USJ like 2.0 situation in a good way with all these crazy quirks being utilized and stuff. And then of course whatever quirks the villains have. I'm excited.
Season 3's back, guys.
Season 3's back,
or
guys.
Or it's MHA is back. Season 3 is here.
All right. It's a pretty discussion light episode, I would say.
This is a recap episode.
This is recap and stuff, but you know we're gonna be having fun with this as it's been going on. So thank you so much for watching, guys.
Yep.
We won't have early access Patreon and stuff because we'll be coming out and stuff like that. So check back for our reactions every Tuesday, week to week. We'll have one there. But if you want to watch full-length reactions, we're letting you guys watch the first one, just everyone on, just public and everything like that. But you can check those out in the link in the description on our Patreon for future ones. Also, our Discord is there, so if you're any level of Patreon, you can interact with us. And since this is coming out on a weekly basis, we can talk about the episodes week to week with you guys, and that's just awesome.
We haven't been able to do that since like Attack on Titan.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like I haven't watched a show anime-wise as it's been coming out in forever, and that just feels like so cool. So guys, we'll see you in the next one, but until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob,
and we'll see you all next time.